Hey everybody, welcome and delighted to have here today with my good friend Martin Lawler, a new great friend of mine, David Matthews, who's a running coach and trainer. And Dave has very, very kindly agreed to come on here today now and to give us some help in our Solicitors Growth Run for Justice for Ukraine run, which opens today. Today is Friday as we're recording this, and we are open live to do the run from today until Sunday, the 3rd of April. We've got 10-day window from today to do this thing. We've already hit our €5,000 initial goal, and we're now aiming up for €7,000 to raise for this great cause through the enormous generosity of this great community. And Dave has very kindly come here to help us with some tips and tricks of the trade as an insider to tell us how to do it.
And indeed, it's most important that that happens, because there are those of us who haven't stretched the hamstring for a long period of time, whose puff may be slightly down, and trying to get ourselves up to fighting fitness could be a little bit tricky over a 10-day period. So we don't want to overdo it. We don't want anybody coming in with splints or with bruises. I have corns on my feet. That's my excuse at the moment in any event. But look, it's great, Dave, to have you on here, and it's great that everybody is participating.
Tremendous. And as I said to Dave as we were in the intro, I mean, I'm hoping to get out tomorrow and do a 10K. I haven't done a 10K in a while. I'm hoping to actually walk the whole or run the whole thing, but there might be a bit of walking involved. And he says he's got a slide for me. So it's all about getting out there. You can walk it, you can push the buggy, you can cycle it, you can do whatever you want. But Dave's going to help us now with some very, very useful tips from the idea of just maybe pushing it on a little bit and trying to just use this opportunity to get out in this great weather, get outside and just enjoy yourself. Dave, wonderful to have you. Thanks so much for coming on.
And yes, thanks for that lovely introduction, Flor and Martin, Catherine. I thought you were going to say you were out already this morning for a 10K. If you had said that, I would have been very impressed. But anyway, as I said, I'm very grateful to come on here and impart even one nugget. So I've got 10 minutes to impart 35 years of experience, so I'll give it a crack. So here we go. So here's the propaganda from myself: national records, couple Olympic Games, worked for Athletics Ireland. I train athletes from Olympic standard right down to recreational runners. And to be perfectly honest, I find it much more rewarding and fun with the recreational runners, because, everyone is completely different. Lately now I work for RTE, so I'm a commentator for RTE, and I've had the pleasure of commentating at the last European Championships and Olympics, including Tokyo of last year. So let's see, and let's delve straight into this, and we will see. Most people start with the do's. I'm going to start with the don'ts, because I'm not a conventional sort of person as such. So the challenges and pitfalls that we come across. The biggest one is that we run too fast too soon. So what I mean by that is, you lace up your runners at the front door, and you go out the front door, and you're in your state, and you go off like the bat out of hell down the estate, because it's important that you look fast and good in front of the neighbors. Okay, so that's the biggest thing when we mistake we make. The human body is like a fine performance car as such. So you wouldn't get into a Ferrari and crank the engine while the oil is cold. So the same thing applies to us. So the biggest mistake, and these are I've got 4 words there. This is, if you take these 4 words away, is running too fast too soon. So Flor, tomorrow when you go for your 10K, it's really important that you crawl walk the first couple of kilometers, then go up through the gears, and no doubt by the time you hit Matten Point, you'll be in top gear and wind on your back, and you'll be flying back around. So too fast too soon, that's the biggest pitfall. Okay. Another one is too hard on our easy days and too easy on our hard days. Okay. So just process that. Too hard on your easy days and too easy on your hard days. And again, that doesn't make a difference whether you're a recreation or Olympics athlete. It's just the hard and easy days are different. So what I mean by that is, some days have to be really easy. Some days when you go out and run, and whether you're running at whatever pace, 6 minutes per K, 4 minutes per K, 3 minutes per K, easy days, it has to be conversation. If you can't talk while running on your easy days, you're running too hard. And that's a very generic statement, but it's very true. So if you can't talk while running on your easy days, as a rule of thumb, you're running too hard. Okay, so first one, too fast, too soon. Second one, too hard on your easy days and too easy on your hard days. And the problem is, we like to have lovely peaks and troughs in our training. In other words, lovely peaks and troughs in our training. And if you don't do that, you're in trouble. No plan. Run as you feel. That's a huge pitfall. Have a plan. So just whether you map out, whether you go running 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and the weekend, have that light and shade in your program. Have a plan. So Monday I'm going to go steady again. Wednesday we may go hard, and Saturday may go easy. That's a plan. It's a very rudimentary plan, but at least it's a plan. At least you're not just lacing up the runners going out the gate, running out of puff again, you leave the estate, and then the whole experience is not what you need. So that's the pitfalls. And again, all three of these can apply to the very highest elite, as well as where you and I are at this stage. So some of the do's we have is do. Consistency is key. Everybody expects, it's a bit like, I don't know if you remember the 10-second abs. So we have an abs program for 10 seconds. And then next thing comes out is, I got the new improved 8-second abs. You can have abs like me in 8 seconds. Oh, and next thing is the 6-second abs. But it's all about consistency. Running is about consistency. You're not going to see huge improvements overnight, but the more consistent you are, the more you're going to improve. So having consistency, getting out religiously, 3 days a week, you will see progress over a couple of weeks. Make a date with yourself. My late coach, the late Noel Carroll, he was an incredible man. And what he used to have way back in his diary was he'd have his 1 to 2 in his diary boxed off, and he was out to train me in UCD. We spent 8 years out there, him looking after me, guiding me through my athletic career. But his diary he had from 1 to 2 was UCD, and that was his lunchtime. So he made a date with himself. So it didn't make a difference whether it was at the time it was the city manager or Taoiseach was looking to meet him. He had a date with himself. So make a date with yourself. That's a really good way of getting that consistency as we spoke about earlier. I say start with a mile challenge. I know our run for Justice for Ukraine is to get to 5K and to get to a magical number of 2,800 kilometers. But if you can run a mile, that's a challenge. That's a start. A mile without stopping, that's a challenge. That's a start. And I think that's a really achievable challenge. I think we all get these notions that I want to run a marathon, and like you're there going, I can't run a mile, so I'm going to run a marathon. I think make a challenge, make a goal that's actually achievable. And I think if you do the do's, what we said, don't run too fast too soon, and get out consistently, make a date with yourself, and make a mile challenge, you will get running, you will get moving. I think running is it's free, it's recession proof. Even in the 80s in the doldrums, most people on this call don't remember, but I do. And it was it was recession proof, and it was proven across the United States that the recreational running thing worked so well because all you need is a pair of runners, and it's a very cheap and very beneficial health benefit to running. So start with a mile challenge. This is one here for maybe our more experienced athletes, the runners that sort of, when the office was an office-based system where they were hanging around the water fountain, the water cooler, the coffee machine, when they were sort of talking about at the weekend how they got, I did my 20K long run, and I was going, my heart rate was all like this, these people. We can all have that potential, but 4 ways to shake up your sessions. One thing I would say was introduce some strides. And this is not, setting out like Sonia O'Sullivan that we need to stride and sprint. Strides is introduce 5 or 6 runs that are 50 meters in length into your weekly run. Maybe incorporate it towards the end of your run where you just surge for 50 or 60 meters, jog on, surge for 50 and 60 meters. And it's great for your biomechanics, get your legs turning over a little bit quicker. And all around, it's important that we're stretching out the body as such. So whether we're a 4-hour marathon runner or a 2-hour marathon runner, this is a staple of your training program. dump the watch in the Garmin. Listen, aren't we all, we're all sort of victims of watches and Garmins and measurements and biometrics, etc., etc. Sometimes it's good to run as you feel. So at least once a fortnight or once a week, run as you feel. Don't be a hostage to technology. Get rid of it. Learn your body. We say about coaching, and is it an art or is it a science? There's no doubt it's a combination of both. Knowing what makes you tick, T-I-C-K, and what makes you tick, T-H-I-C-K. So it's really important that you don't become a hostage to this sort of thing. Now, this is wrapped around. I look, my resting heartbeat overnight was 51 beats. It is what it is. Don't be a hostage to it. They're very important and very powerful tool. But as I say, don't be hostage. This is really important. Don't be afraid to rest and listen to your body. You actually, believe it or not, make your gains or your progress the day after you run, not the day of your run. The day of your run, it's a stimulus. So, you're putting your body under pressure. The following day is the adaptation or the recovery element. So that's when you actually recover. So when you go out and run this Saturday, and whatever, the health benefits and the progression is actually made on Sunday. So very important to rest. And that sort of ties back to what I said about easy on your easy days and hard on your hard days. Light and shade in your running. Finally, one of the things to freshen things up, run with a friend, join an athletic club. Running is quite a sociable pastime, and there's always experienced runners out there to help you and guide you, willing to offer advice. That comes free. There's no problem with that, and they're always willing to offer advice. So if you're looking to improve your golf, play with somebody better. If you're looking to improve your running, go out and run with somebody that may be better at this thing, and they'll impart. Because, as I said, it's very difficult to impart 35, 40 years of running experience into 10 minutes. But there's a couple of really valid and pertinent points. Easy on the easy days. Don't run too fast too soon. Don't be a hostage to this thing. And, enjoy it. Like a sample training program. And when I speak about light and shade in your training program should look like that blue, lovely peaks and troughs. Not like the gray area where you run too hard on your easy days and too easy on your hard days. So you see that one has beautiful peaks and troughs, and one is a little bit more flatline. And that's called running in a gray area. And that's where you're not making any progress. And people who are stuck at I can't beat 25 minutes for 5K in that park run. I'm stuck there for the last 10 years, 5 years. And the reason being is they're running into this gray area. So avoid that and see how we go. I think that's about it. Any questions just email me and I'd be more than delighted to help you.
Well, that was absolutely super, David, and thank you very much indeed. We really appreciate the tips and that. It's a long number of years since I ran. I did actually run competitively in my younger days, and this is tempting me now to get back into stride once more, and particularly for this particular cause.
Yeah, David, that's just tremendous stuff. Thank you so much. I mean, I speak now as a 5-hour marathon guy. My challenge is to get my 5K under 30 minutes. Okay, at the moment, right? So let's just kind of benchmark it there. But this is the beautiful thing that you said. I think it is so accessible. It's so free. It's free. I mean, because I used to do cycling kind of a while ago, got into that back in the day when everybody was doing that. But you have to have all the bike and the gear and all this. You can have it in your bag, in a hotel room. You can just go out and do 30 minutes and it's happy days.
I think, you got it in one there, Flora. And just to bring it all back in, I'd just like to thank yourself and Catherine and Martin for inviting me along to talk to your members here. And let's not forget, I just want to wish you all the very best of luck in this challenge. And remember, all we're doing is lacing up our shoes, reaching into our pockets, and donating. But what we're really doing is so much more. We're showing solidarity and support for the people of Ukraine during this terrible time. So, if that doesn't get you out, if that doesn't motivate you to lace up the runners and get out the door, nothing will.
Well, I mean, I couldn't have said it better. Thank you so much for phrasing that so beautifully and for giving us the benefit of your wisdom here today. If you're here on the call, we're recording this here on Friday, the 25th of March. Our run challenge opens today. but it's not too late. You can join now if you go. The link will be below. Catherine will share this as we share the video. The link will be below. You can join us as a fundraiser right now and just come out and do it. You select start your mission on the link on the page below, or if you just want to contribute, please do. We would love if you could make any donation that you can. It would be greatly appreciated for this great cause. You can get out, as I say, you don't have to run. Dave's given us some wonderful tips on how to do that, but you can get out and walk, just get out in this beautiful weather, the great fresh air, walk, cycle, push the buggy, do whatever it is, or have a go. I'm pushing myself on now, and I'm going to be doing a bit of huffing and puffing and walking and running tomorrow over the next 10 days. And please join us. And thank you so much for your support. David Matthews, thank you so much indeed for that sage advice and wonderful tips for how to just get in at whatever level you are at. So thank you, everybody. We really appreciate it.